Hi everyone! Today I'll introduce a new node called Computer Keyboard Input. First, create the node. Open the text category, select the first item, Computer Keyboard Input, and click Create. Now let's look at its parameters. You can specify the keyboard key you want to input. For example, I'll use the letter L. The phase setting controls the key's behavior with 3 available modes. Press performs a normal key press. Down presses the key and keeps it held down without releasing it. Up performs the release action for the key. Save the node, connect it to entry, and click Run. You can see that it enters the letter L on the left. Next, I want to explain an important detail about this node. LaiCai screen mirroring supports keyboard mapping. This means a key on your computer keyboard can be mapped to another operation that you specify. In a game, for example, you might map it to a touch action, character movement, or releasing a skill. So the keyboard key is not limited to entering a character. It may already be mapped to a different behavior. When a flow runs this computer keyboard input node, the mapped behavior will also be triggered. I'll demonstrate this with record and replay. If you are not familiar with record and replay or its keyboard mapping, watch the earlier tutorial first. Here I have a recorded record and replay action named Paint Testing. When I run it, it repeats the action recorded earlier and draws on this canvas. It has finished running. I have also created a keyboard mapping for it. I map the letter L on my computer keyboard to run the paint testing record and replay action. Now I assign this keyboard mapping to the current device named Tutorial Demo. First, I'll clear the canvas. Now, I press the letter L on my keyboard. You can see that the record and replay action starts running. That happens because the keyboard mapping binds the letter L to this record and replay action. It is now complete, so I'll clear the canvas again. Now, let's reverse the direction and return to the flow. This flow will execute the letter L for me, replacing the manual key press I just performed. In other words, it will press the letter L, and the keyboard mapping will then start the record and replay action. You can see the flow pressed the letter L. The letter L is mapped to record and replay, so the record and replay action is now running. The same applies in a game or another app. If you have configured a mapping, the corresponding mapped behavior will run. For example, it can release a skill, move a character, or swipe the screen. It can also be used for testing during the development of other apps. That's all for today's introduction. Thanks, everyone.